One, we're starting this over again. Jason just came in and said that I was talking and there was no audio. I think we've resolved it. Hello, my name is Michelle Gramoglia, and the president and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, and this is take two. Uh, I just want to start off by saying, that of course, I know that right now everyone is anxiously awaiting to see the results of the election. It's an extremely tight race, as we all know. I want to thank everyone that has taken the time to go vote. It's something that I think we all should feel very fortunate to have that opportunity here in the United States. Obviously, that's not the way it is across the rest of the country. And I think it's fair to say that there's a good possibility that with the race being as tight as it is, there's a very good chance that we will not have a result tonight. And it could take some time as recounts and things happen. We've seen it in the past. That would not be the first time that this has happened. I think just being mindful of supporting each other through the process and feeling free to talk about your feelings if you are feeling anxious or anything. Very, very normal. But we're kind of all in this and watching this together. So just wanted to make sure that we talked about that for a moment. This morning, you should have received a notification from the SARA alert system. Now, that would have either come into you via text, a phone call to your cell phone, a phone call to your landline, or it might have come in an email, or it might have come in all of those ways. If you are a resident here and you did not receive that SARA alert message about the storage cages, please contact concierge and we will make sure that we add you to those distribution lists. The SARA alert system is used for things of import, primarily emergencies, but this issue is quite important. We are trying to sort of shake the tree as much as we can to get responses on the storage cages because we need one from absolutely everyone that has an apartment and independent living. So in addition to that alert message going out this morning, those that have not yet completed the form, which actually is in excess of 100 units, you have also received an updated form or a second copy of the form with a cover letter sort of really asking you to please make sure that you make your selections. And just to be clear, we do need one from everyone that has an apartment and independent living, even if your current storage is in North, and even if you wish to keep a full cage, because we have to put everything into the mix and then figure out exactly how the space is going to get divided. We are asking for people's cooperation. I would like to say thank you very much to those residents that have already, voluntarily given up your cages or part of a cage. There's been a lot of people cleaning things out and bringing things for a free store. If you have things from your storage cage or you could use assistance in emptying that or downsizing it, please call my assistant, Lindsay. And if you have any items that would need to go into a free store or that you'd like to have go to a free store, please also contact Lindsay and she can give you some instructions on that. The next thing I wanted to talk about today is, as you know, I do read the Happy or Not comments every day. And we are rolling out a new cycle menu at the community, which happens roughly every 6 months. Every time we start a new cycle menu, there's a learning curve. And the reason is because oftentimes we're adding new dishes. We are changing the complement of dishes. And it's very, very important to us that we don't over prepare food so that we don't have food waste. But sometimes there's a right sizing that has to happen with the dishes. So last night we ran out of a couple of things. This is the first time through that cycle menu. That will happen. We try to anticipate your choices for the evening, but we don't have a crystal ball. And last night it was thought that there was, I guess, a vegetarian pasta dish that the kitchen thought would be more popular than it was based on prior dining habits. So what happens when this occurs is the dining room writes down exactly how many of each dish they served at each seating. And so then this way, the next time this particular menu complement comes up in 5 weeks, they're going to know what your behavior was, your ordering behavior this time around. And so it will take some right sizing. The other thing that I wanted to mention is There was a comment in there about a level of disappointment with only 3 entrees. And that was not my understanding of how the menu was working. So I did go back to the menus themselves. And I just want to point out and make sure that everyone understands and is on the lookout for 2 separate pages of menus. One is the always available menu. This is a different format than we've used in the past. So there's an always available menu that will change weekly. And then there are dinner specials daily. So you'll have those on 2 different sheets of paper, or front and back maybe of paper, but it's a little bit of a different layout. And between the specials from last night and the always available items for entrees only, not including sides or desserts, there were 9 choices. So there were 2 entree salads, 3 entree specials, an always available pasta bowl, and 3 always available hot entrees. So this will take some adjusting. Please do keep the comments coming, and happy or not, I do read them every day. And then I talk to the dining team and we go from there to figure out what we need to do to fix things. There's been a couple of comments repeated about salt and pepper, and I'm thinking it might be a newer resident because it's quite persistent and it's relatively new. Like this is something that we're only seeing in the last couple of weeks. But there's a salt and pepper comment almost every day. To whomever that is, if you could please reach out to Jared, our Assistant Director of Dining Services, or to Phil Cavallo, who is the Director of Dining Services, directly, and let them know what your experiences are so that they can, see if there's any adjustments that we can do for your palate in particular. Speaking of palates, there is periodically questions about if we can switch back to Perry's for ice cream. And I just wanted to take a moment and remind everyone why we had to switch from Perry's. Perry's used to be a smaller family-owned business or privately owned business, and it was purchased by venture capitalists. When that happened, they gutted the company. And so we were having significant issues to access for product, and deliveries weren't coming in, so it was operationally not working anymore once the venture capitalists purchased it. What Hershey's offers is a wide variety of different ice cream flavors. So some of you will remember that when we first made the switch to Hershey's, we were bringing in one of their particular coffee ice creams. And there were some comments, and happy or not, that that wasn't the best coffee ice cream. It turned out that they had 3 or 4 additional coffee-based flavors of ice cream that we were able to have them come in and do a taste test. So there's a particular ice cream flavor or variety that you're seeking, or some combination of flavors or whatever. Go ahead and put that in happy or not, because if it's, I don't like this strawberry, or the vanilla isn't as good, what we'll do is we'll go back to our distributor at Hershey's and ask them to bring, again, the different varieties so we can do taste tests and go from there. A reminder to residents, particularly those that may have moved in more recently, it is extremely important that our concierge and Jason's team have most updated information for your vehicle. So license plates, if you buy a new car, the make and model of your vehicle, and also oftentimes residents do entrust us with a set of spare keys in case we need to move your car. That's obviously optional, but there are times that there is a trouble with this car, or a car is parked over the sidewalk, say, or something, and we need to get in touch with you. It's really important that we know which vehicles that you are driving. And if you have a vehicle that is not driven often, this is your reminder that at some point it will start getting cold, and the combination of not driving and cold temps can cause issues with starting your car. So once it does get cold, we do really encourage everyone to at least get your car and drive it, even just if it's around the parking lot or around the block or whatever, for at least once a week. And if you need assistance with that, you can also contact concierge and ask for that assistance. As always, any residents that are deciding to get out of driving, or no longer have a use for your vehicle, you can always contact Jason Irish about that. We always have staff members that are in need of purchasing vehicles, and certainly we would want to make sure that you had that interaction with them directly so that the deal can be the deal that you would want it to be. Um, but there may be a willing seller and a willing buyer right here on campus, and it might be a perfect marriage. It's happened several times in the last year. So that's just a reminder that Jason can help facilitate that. The last couple of things, Thursday at 2 p.m. in the PAC, we have Council Connections with Taylor Eskew and Shalom Schwartz, who are the co-leaders of our current events group. And Yakov Pittman, who is back from his long trip, will be the interviewer. Friday at 1 p.m. in the PAC, myself, Christy Battistoni, and Sarah Leonard will be bringing you a presentation on everything that you need to know about how changes in your level of care and residency here at Woodland Pond occur, what the impetus is, how we evaluate the need for a move to a higher level of care, how long of a duration of time this process usually takes, and other things. So for a lot of the residents, this is extremely beneficial for you to understand. We did issue the revised and updated criteria to all of you, I think, in June for independent living level of care. But I think it's really important for you to understand the financial aspects, the different types of contracts that we have here, and what kind of healthcare is covered, who is involved in the decision-making process when a level of care change is on the horizon, and just some other nuances related to that. So we do encourage you all to participate or attend that meeting at 1 o'clock on Friday. That will be live streamed and recorded, so we will put that on our YouTube channel. For Veterans Day, which is being observed on Monday, we do a complimentary pancake breakfast with all the fixins for all of our vets and their guests. The invitations were put in your cubbies yesterday for that. Please let us know by this Thursday if you plan to attend that breakfast. It's always really well received. It's a really nice day. If you have moved to Woodland Pond within the last year, since the last Veterans Day observance, we do a roll call as well as a ceremony on campus that honors the veterans that live here at Woodland Pond, as well as all the veterans that have passed within the last year. That will be on Monday at 1:30. Currently, it's listed as being in the great room, but the health center has a few cases of COVID, one in a resident and one in a staff member, and they're presently on masks. The combination of those two things may prompt that ceremony to get moved to the great room on Monday, but we will get information out for you on that. If you are a veteran that has moved in within the last year, please make sure that concierge knows so that we can recognize you during our roll call. And then we have added something to the calendar for next Wednesday, the 13th at 3 p.m. in the PAC. Andre Raphael, the conductor and artistic advisor for the Hudson Valley Symphony Orchestra, which is formerly the Hudson Valley Philharmonic, will be coming to Woodland Pond to talk about the orchestra and their upcoming concerts, and there will be time for a Q&A. That is all that I have for today. I hope you all have a great day, yet another beautiful Tuesday, and I will see you soon.